Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Roland Reitler. I'm working for GIZ on a project which is mainly financed by the German Environmental Ministry and partly also contribution from the Thai government for the implementation of the proposed measures. We are tackling ecosystem-based adaptation measures and how to integrate it in the water management and how to make the water management more sustainable and more climate resilient. The fancy title is Improved Management of Extreme Events Through Ecosystem-Based Adaptation in Watersheds. I'm talking about briefly what is ecosystem-based adaptation, but I will keep that very short because we already heard something this morning. And then I talk about the outlines of the project framework, coming up with a case study in Dati sub-river basin in Nakhon Si Thammarat. And last but not least, I'm talking about lessons learned. So the definition about ecosystem-based adaptation is that we are trying to use the biodiversity and ecosystem services as a part of an overall adaptation strategy and to make the water management more sustainable. We have heard about these disasters. Climate change will cause more severe and more frequent disasters when it comes to floods and droughts. And during our project time frame, we faced both floods and droughts, and it's quite interesting. Our project was initiated after 2011, after the big flood, and during our implementation phase, we faced the longest drought periods for many decades. So actually our focus of the project switched from flood protection to drought management. We have 4 pillars in our project. First, we are tackling the data management, what data are available, how to use them, and we are also working with the GISTA data. And we decided to complement the existing database based on traditional recharge data with drones or unmanned aerial vehicles. We sent out drones and gathered additional data. We did it together with Valelaq University, which is a local university in Nakhon Si Thammarat, and they developed out of the initial workshop a curriculum for how to use drones in the water management and how to gather the data. Secondly, the second pillar is we are actually implementing measurements, and these measurements are financed by the Thai government. So we are working together with Thai water institutions how to design and how to prepare the implementation of EBA measures, ecosystem-based adaptation measures, and the actual implementation is financed and implemented by Thai organizations and by the Thai government. At the national level, we are trying to integrate the experiences from the local level into the national strategy and the national policy. And last but not least, we are working on capacity development. We developed a tailor-made training for the national staff, but also for the in the regions. We conduct this training in Thai, so everybody is understanding what we are talking about, and 2 of our trainers are sitting here, Kumpo and Kumbasu. They trained in the meantime, I think, 550 employees from DWR, Department for Water Resources, Rural Irrigation Department, Department for Public Works and Urban Planning, as well as from the regional offices of all these entities. The key challenges at the at the beginning of our project, we found that the water sector is quite fractured, very scattered. Many responsibilities belong to many small departments or different ministries. And unfortunately, these entities are not really working together. Secondly, the expectations were rather high. When Germans are coming in, bringing some money, everybody is expecting something from us, and we faced different interests and different expectations. So it was, even the definition of ecosystem-based adaptation measure was very unclear at the beginning. So we had to put a lot of efforts in creating a mutual understanding. One of the key challenges is also that EBA and ecosystem-based adaptation is somehow an academic approach. It's a very theoretical approach, and as long as we kept it at the theoretical level where we explained what it is, it was not really tangible for the people, and they could not really understand what it is. As soon as we found some activities on the ground and we integrated local wisdom, the people understood how what we actually mean, and we were working together with the Living We Association in Nakhon Si Thammarat, and that really helped to make people understanding about what we want. And this integration of the local wisdom led to the fourth key challenge, is how to create ownership. Without creating ownership at the implementation level, at the field, at the ground, no project, I think, will ever be successful unless there is real ownership on the partner side. Actually, we are working in 3 pilot regions. We have chosen the sub-river basin as the example because there the cooperation is the strongest among all the 3 river basins. The second one is in Khon Kaen, who is a Bat River Basin, and in Ratchaburi, Lampachi. It's also working out there very fine. But in Dadi, it's something special. We achieved through this integration of the local wisdom a real nice network. We followed the state-of-the-art approach with geographical scaling, scoping, causal chain analysis, a detailed assessment of the river basin vulnerability assessment, and came up with proposed measures. For each of these steps, we created or used state-of-the-art tools. We have heard about that during the morning, so I keep that short as well. Here's just some problems which we were facing. We went to many different provinces, and we see in many of those very similar problems. Sedimentation is a problem, bank erosion, flood, and the water quality. Everything comes together. It's caused by human activities most of the time, so that the human beings are causing the climate change, but they are also the victim of it. So to break this, we have to work on the ground and have to change the behavior of the people. Out of these analyses, we came up with proposed EBA measures, and in each step, we involved the representatives from the governmental entities as well as people from the civil society. We tried to establish a network between the civil society, the public sector, with representatives from the government and with academics. And this especially worked out very good in Dadi River Basin in the south, where we have a strong political support from, for instance, the mayor of Tung Song, Khun Songchai. We have a strong representative from the Valelak University, and the civil society is strong and very active. Besides these technical analysis, we conducted an economic evaluation, and we we were able to show them the benefits of EVA measures. So if they are creating a buffer zone, reducing the sedimentation in the in the reservoirs, they are actually increasing the water storage capacity, and with more water they can cultivate more land or irrigate more land, which is very good at the end for the farmer. So that the farmer actually makes some money by giving up land, and that's one of the key messages we want to send out, that EVA measures need space for being implemented. Without space, no ecosystem-based adaptation measure will ever succeed. And it's hard to demonstrate that giving up land, which is for a farmer reducing the income, will actually increase his income on the long term. But it's not so easy to convince and to demonstrate it to the farmers. But in fact it is. So we established a monitoring system. As I said, we use these drones, the unmanned aerial vehicles, and we are flying over some infrastructure, and we visualize the effects of any infrastructure which are done in the southern province. I already mentioned this capacity building component. The training is held in Thai, and we are tackling the EVA measures in the water sector, how to design it, very technical issues, as well as economic evaluations and the integrations of drones. The lessons learned is that through creating a cooperation and networking, a platform can be established, and that's very much needed to find a mutual understanding. What is EVA? What is an EVA concept? What ecosystem-based adaptation means? As I said at the beginning, everybody has a different understanding, and the formation of this cooperation and network was very important to make a mutual understanding. The participatory approach is, in our point of view, very important. The involvement of the civil society, as well as of the public entities, of the administration, of the government, is essential to create ownership and to bring any project to a success. In my point of view, the EVA has a long-term reputation, but I see there is an immediate impact when it comes to social networking or social impact through EVA, through discussions about what measurements we can do. We create a social network within the civil society, and that makes them thinking and discussing actual water problems and how to solve them. And the integration or the involvement of the civil society made us able to disseminate or knowledge or to manage knowledge about water problems and this cause and solution, how they are interacting. That was quite an interesting experience for us, that as soon as you discuss with the people what causes the problem, they understand much better, and they are very willing to actively counteract these problems, even if it might be caused by indirectly or even directly by themselves. So this, through this social interaction, we achieved a very positive environmental impact. And as I already said, the involvement of the local wisdom is very important. And I am fully convinced, no matter where you work, no matter in which country you are working, there is always a very good local wisdom available. You just have to find it. You have to talk to people, you have to go out to people and discuss with them. You might not succeed with the first contact, but there are always people who know what the nature is providing to them. And involving them in the project is, for me, one of the main success factors. This was our findings from our project. I thank you for for listening to me, and now Khun Shamnien is here. Thank you for involving us and giving us the opportunity to share our experiences with you. Kapun Kap.